Next question comes from Steve. Steve says, I want to develop a course to aircraft owners to refurbish their interiors as a DIY project. That's interesting. So I'm assuming these are like small airplanes. Is that what you're talking about, Steve? Like 2-seater, 4-seater, 6-seater type airplanes, prop planes, just things that people fly themselves. I'm assuming that's correct. Let me see. I got a little message here in the chat. Let me make sure I'm on the right page with Steve here. Yes, sir. He said, all right. I've been getting rave reviews on an aircraft type specific Facebook page for projects I've done on my own plane. Not sure how to transform this into a membership scenario. This is interesting. I'm gonna go a little out of the box here on you, Steve, and just kind of throw some mud on the wall. We'll see what sticks. All right. So a buddy of mine named Scott Beebe has an amazing podcast called Business on Purpose. An amazing friend, love his wife, just a absolute amazing dude, and love what he does, everything he does. Well, he got a project last summer. He said, I'm going to make my own conversion van. I'm going to buy an old conversion van. I'm going to redo the interior. So he redid the interior. He watched it all, and he followed all these YouTube videos. He was obsessed. I mean, people just get obsessed like with projects like this. So he redid the interior. They put a bed in, they put chairs in, all this stuff. And it was just his big thing. And he drove all the way up here from South Carolina just to show me the interior of his conversion van, man. So I really think this is something interesting that a lot of people like are doing right now. Now, I don't know how many people own private planes. Okay. I don't really understand like how many people, have an airplane. I don't know how big the market size is for this, but I do know that people who are in spaces like this, like in the RV space, they are pilots, they are, helicopter, they can fly a helicopter and anything like that. They're usually super obsessed. And that's usually the perfect recipe for some kind of memberships. And also, again, small niches like this. I mean, it can't be, I don't know how many people own planes. Like, I don't even know. I'm going to Google this real quick. I got to know this. How many people own small planes in America? Let me Google this because I want some context because this is a fascinating niche. How many people own aircraft in America? Let me see here. The general aviation. Oh, this is interesting. The general aviation fleet for the public, not American Airlines and all of that. All right, there's over 200,000 airplanes in the fleet, and it looks like about 6,000 are for hire or something like that. So let's assume that half of those are privately owned, right? That's 100,000 people. I mean, when we started selling elementary librarian lesson plans, there was only like 60,000 librarians. So that's a smaller niche than our $1 million business, the first $1 million business we ever had. So that's pretty cool. And you only need like 100 of them. And I would say too, like if you own an airplane and you're going to remodel your airplane, that's probably someone that has some money. So this is probably like a $197 or up membership. So, I mean, 50 people in a membership like that, where you're personally like talking to them about modifications on their Q&As, and you have courses to show them how to do it and like all those things, like that would probably, I mean, that's 50 people paying $200. That's 10 grand a month on a membership like this. You only need 50 human beings on the planet Earth that own one of these airplanes that want to remodel them to make that work. So the math is on your side. I think the math is definitely on your side. And I think it's really cool. And also, I'm sure that project, one thing we look for in great memberships is built-in retention. I mean, it can't be easy just to remodel a plane. I mean, I know Scott, when he was remodeling that conversion van for like a year, because these are not probably like handyman people. These are just people out there building their thing and they're doing it DIY. So it's going to take them a little while to do that each month. You could have like a 6-month process that's like built-in retention, right? Like month 1, we do this, month 2, this. In 6 months, you'll have a completely DIY project. Many steps, Steve says, many steps. So that would be my process. I would think in a term of 6 months for you, because some of your members are going to take 12 and some of them are going to take 3. That's just the way it is. They're going to get it done faster. Some people are just going to do it in 1 because they're bored, right? That's fine. But think about a 6-month process. What are the 6 steps to getting the entire inside of your plane completely redone? Then think about 4-week steps within those 6 steps, like 1 a week. We're going to do this week, this week. By the end of month 1, we'll be here. So create a 6-month process for doing the conversion or the remodel. You probably need to do this live if you haven't filmed it. Like, you need to actually do one, I would say, and film it the best you can. And then what I would do, like and then you can have your membership. They can come in and watch the training, and then you just do calls that are like, hey, I tried to bolt this thing into this floor and it didn't bolt right. What do I do? You know, you can talk to them about it and you all can hash that out. They can hang out with other enthusiasts. I would guess these people probably don't have a lot of friends that have airplanes. They're going to want a community. You would be the expert because you've got the ones that you've done in yourself, right? Your free content would probably be a lot of time lapse stuff where you're not really telling them how to do it, you know, but you're just showing them what you did. So they couldn't really figure it out. Like we have a guy in our community, his name's Evan Burse, and he does art. So instead, his public content is all time lapse. Like he doesn't show you how to draw Batman. He shows you him drawing Batman in 2 minutes on a time lapse. And then he's like, hey, if you want to know how to do this, come inside the membership. Right. And then what I would do personally for free content too is I would connect with other members or other people that you know in the aviation space, the niche, and I would like go out and see their remodel and film their remodel and show how cool it is. And like, you know, do they have like a little Pac-Man gear shift or something or whatever? Like I would go, that would be my free content, is just kind of like showing cool planes that you know about, right? And connecting with people and then just showing what's possible with a conversion. You know, kind of like Pimp My Ride used to be on MTV, where they redo the inside of cars, like something like that. That's probably the free content. So there's your whole business, Steve. Go find 50 people, charge $197 a month. If you find 100, you're making 20 grand a month. Holler at me. We'll ring the cowbell when you succeed. Good job, dude. Awesome stuff. All right. I've got a great success from the success master himself, Paul Clifford. Paul he becomes just armed and ready to fire out some success stories every single week. Paul said, I just got my 50K swag from Kajabi. I've made $50,000 since opening my Kajabi account. Also reorganized all my courses to make it easier for my members to find what they like. What an amazing success story. $50,000, man. Hit that 50,000 mark. Let's give Paul a huge cowbell, man. He is crushing his membership, comes in with new members and new success stories every single time. That's because he takes action. He's in the community, talking in the forums. He's reading the Membership Masters newsletter, shanesams.com. Go check it out. He's doing what it takes, and he's using Kajabi, one of the most powerful tools that anybody can use to start, build, and grow an online business.